Okay guys, let's go to the back and let's see, what size do I want? I take a 5-inch. A 5-inch. Let's grab a page. 120 gram. And 5-inch. I want. Okay, let's see. Let's first make a fold line. And cut this 5-inch. Okay, what size is this? Maybe we can cut this in 2. Alright, this is an 8/1/4. What if I gonna cut one? This is a 4/1/4. 4/1/8. That's the half. 4/1/8, and then this should be also a 4/1/8. Yeah, it's just 1 millimeter large, so that's okay. That is so small. Nope, still I want that 1 millimeter off. Alright, so we have 2 pieces. What if we just place these in 2 different pieces to go up? Go. Let's peel this off. Okay, make sure that you are straight. Now let's grab the other one. I'm just gonna stay 1 millimeter lower than the other one. Just stay a little away. So this still can flip nicely lower. Alright, so that is our 2 flippable pages. But now that this is a little lower, this is not equal. Actually, I don't like that. So I am gonna cut this. Can I? I'm just gonna use my roller. I am just gonna cut this 1 millimeter off. So it is equal. Yep, now it's nice and equal. Alright, so that's phase 1. Just 2 simple flip ups. Alright. Okay, I'm first going to decorate this top using this leftover piece. Let's see if I can do something with this. Let's cut this 3/4. Okay, let's see. What if we start with the bottom? 2 pieces needed. Check the glue. The glue is not always working. Alright, so I started with the short ones. You know, I always like to use first what I have left. And then this not completely ends to the back, so it's not completely the full piece, so but we still can just use this like that. Or what if, is it a big deal? I'm just gonna test it out. So what if I'm still gonna use this? I always can cut this like I just showed you, but what if we just gonna see, it's not that bad. I am gonna use this. Even it's not completely the same size, so I'm just gonna use whatever I have, and it's not that bad at all. For me, I am satisfied, so I have piece width, not 100% fitting. Here we go. Today I feel that I am a door opener for the dogs today. They need to getting used to again that I am sitting here in my craft room, not able to let them out whenever they want. But of course I also don't want to let them sit and wait, so that is not, see, that's well, looks ugly right now, but after I'm ready with the decoration paper, then it's too cold. I really like it, so I'm gonna make 2 frames with that, but I don't have that much leftover pieces so I do need to cut now another piece, and that's actually not exactly what I like to use, because I'm used to using leftovers. But first I'm gonna let Chica out and I'm gonna do the other frame, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, I have done my frames, and then I have cut this piece out, and I'm gonna show you. I did the background with the glitter, just placing down what I had needed. So that's this one. I did cut out a little bit because I just want to overlap this. I think it's cute, just making my own little tag for this. Nope. Be careful gluing this all down. And then of course you can create a nice word. Christmas dinner I only have left, or under the tree. Well, that's also not but you know, you get the picture if you can put. But yeah, of course, we also have the small ones. These ones. We can put that right here if we want. It's an option. Alright, then let's see what I am gonna do for the back, but not that fancy, of course, as this one, otherwise this overloads, so that we don't want. So I'm just gonna find a nice, I think a nice pink one for the back of this one. And then some plain for the back. So let's see what we have left. This could work, but this, oh, this is too white. Maybe this one is perfect. No, I think this one is. It's very delicate. That I like, this one. Alright, I'm gonna use this one, and then we're gonna find something for the back. Quite simple. Okay, let's see. So I have put this on the back, and I think I like to make a nice little pocket with this. So what I first do is I'm just gonna place this on top, and I'm gonna make 2 marks for the hinges first. Go. So that is where I'm gonna start first with. And let's see, which papers do I like. What's this for the back? Well, we can use this, but I think I like to have a nice pink one. Maybe this one. Or this solid one. Gentle solid one. Or a little bit more pop out. I think I'm going to use this one. Alright, so I am going to cut a 1.5 again, 2 times 1.5. Okay, let's work with this. This one we can cut down 0.5 millimeter on the edge. Let's cut this one down. Alright, so now we have 2 the same ones. This time we are going to do it correctly. Can't promise, no. Alright, so just put this in the middle, and you can watch here which one is the middle. Draw the lines. And again, if you don't want this, then just make a nice straight pocket. It's totally up to you if you want to do this. Alright, so we're gonna cut 3 pieces at once. I'm gonna use this one, and you don't need a back door. You don't need a back, you only need a front. Oh, okay. Put this on the back, completely at the bottom, but the white edges you definitely need to take an eye on. Put a clamp on, but this is nice and equal. Alright, let's cut this away. This time I am gonna cut away the pencil mark. Saves you erasing it, but you also can just cut among the pencil mark, of course. It's totally up to you what you like. go. You can erase it a little bit. Let's smooch the edges. Go. I'm not gonna test it out because I just know that this time it's correctly. Here we go, a nice white edge, perfectly cut because we cut at the same time. There we go. Burnish this down, and now we're going to see how deep this pocket needs to be. So I'm just going to place this down. This needs to be not touching each other, so be aware of that. And then we're just going to make a mark, and that is going to be our bottom hinge. Go. And that's it, guys, our nice simple pocket for the bottom. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Let's decorate the rest of the pocket and then just glue it on. Or maybe we can use now. Oh, why not use this piece that we actually you want to use earlier. Oh. Here we go. I think my hubby's coming home. Yeah, I do see my hubby's coming home. That's why the dogs are barking. The dogs are barking. Alright, so let's finish this off and glue it on. Okay guys, so that is our little frames and the big pocket. For now I only have made a big tag for the front as closure, but of course you still can add more photos in the back, of course, that's all up to you. But for now this is a nice flat page solution. God, I love it. And I added this one, Christmas sweet treats. Love it. Alright guys, 2 pages are done. Let's go to the next one. Excited. Okay guys. Okay. Let's start a new page, and I might want to do a left and right page, but let me first start with one side. Alright, so not to make it any difficult. Alright, let's grab a page. Let's see. 120. And we are going to make a flippable up. So, well, maybe I'm gonna start with the long side. So let's cut this first. So we have right away the same size. And let's make a 1-inch hinge just to be sure that we have enough. I don't know exactly what I want on beneath. Alright, go with the flow as always. So we have this piece, and I think we can make 2 right away. Okay, 1 inch as well. Alright, so we can make 2 pages of this one. So how deep do we want this? Let's see, what's the half of this? Let me first calculate that. The half is, that's a 10 centimeter or 4 inch. I think a 4 inch will do with what I had in mind. No, we're gonna make it 5. Can I make them 2? I don't know, let's check it out. Let's just split it in 2. This is a, no, I can't make it 10, but a small 10, a small 5. It's a 9 3/4 what I have left. So that's a 4.5 plus, oh my gosh, I am 4.5, 4 3/4 I can make. What if I just split this in half? What do I have left then? Terrible. Then I have, oh my god, 4 7 8. Well, that's a small 5. Yep, it's definitely it. So a 4 7 8. Let's just do that. And then this is also 4 7 8, of course. Yes, it is. All right. Oh my gosh, always strange. I know. So this is our work page for now, and the first thing that I like to do is let's first grab another one, and let's cut this. Oh my gosh, we have several things that I have to take care of. So first I want to gonna cut the same size. Okay, that's step 1. Make 1/2 inch, just like that. And then we are going to apply this on this page. Same size, well, 1 millimeter smaller, of course, 1.5 millimeters smaller. Always does that. Make it smaller, otherwise it does not flip. Okay, so that is the one step. Making an extra page on this. So we have our flip up, and then I'm gonna add this at the bottom. Alright, so I'm just gonna remove this, otherwise it's not working nicely. Alright, I don't want to rush things, just there we go. So we have a flip down. Then we're gonna work on here. This don't throw away because it's the same size and we need that later. But now we're gonna make a sort of pocket. So we're gonna grab a new page. And I am just gonna start with a 1/2 inch here. And the bottom. Fold this down, place this down on your left and make a mark. Always make it a tiny little bit smaller. And then we're gonna score and cut. Okay, and then we're gonna fold the bottom and just place this at the bottom, and then you can go to the top And we're gonna score and cut that as well. There we go. Alright, next what I like to do is put some tape all the way around. There you go. Cut the corners. Fold everything down. Burnish it down to your nice edges. Alright. Next, what I normally like to do is make a frame out of this. Do I have some leftovers that will fit? Yes, we can use this one. And I have an extra piece. So let's use what we have. Let's see, I think a 3/4 will do. 3/4 is wide enough. So let's cut a 3/4. Few strips that are 3/4. Don't know if I need the last one, but I think we do. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna make a nice frame all the way around. Go down at the bottom, top. This is a top. This is a top. Oh my gosh! Yep. I think you know the drills by now, but here we go. And now we come to the corners, which I love to overlap this and then cut this to the right size, and then I'm going to put a mark in the corner, and then from corner to mark, from mark to corner, and then of course we're going to smooch the edges. Go. Same on the other side. Here we go. I must say I am very happy that there are very good painkillers when you have back troubles. But I'm still not used to the heavy painkillers. I'm always dizzy or feeling awkward, and maybe it's because I also can't can't take alcohol. Well, I can, of course I can drink alcohol, but it's only one drink and then I'm already having a hard time. So I just hate drinking alcohol, just because I'm not feeling myself then. I'm gonna cut this out, by the way. So maybe the heavy painkillers have the same outcome or something like that. I don't know, but I'm very happy that there are painkillers, by the way. Absolutely. But am I glad to take them? No way. Always happy when I can when I can reduce the amount to get off the painkillers. But for now I am very happy, otherwise I could not film or do my housekeeping or whatsoever. So I'm very happy with them, that I have them. But yeah, feeling if I have taken a bottle of wine. That's not okay. Alright, so now we have a big frame, but we're not going to use this fully. We are going to cut this in half. What? Yes, we are. We are going to cut this in half. So I am going to see what the middle is. This is for me the 12. So I'm going to cut this in two. Oh my gosh, am I going to do this? Yes, I am going to do this. Oh. Here we go. Gonna smooch this edges a little bit. Okay. You can put one away. Let's grab our page. So we have our big hinge that's still for the top, and we have our flip down. So now we're going to attach this to the bottom. Oh, this is a little off cutting. Here we go. Alright, I'm going to start with the bottom. As always, as we're going to make a pocket, it's absolutely the same thing. Here we go. We are going to use the tape as well to get it cool in and out. It's a very wide one, this one. You also can use a less wide one. Here we go. Peel this one off, and here we go. Alright, so that falls down. Cool. Now we're gonna grab back the same size of this paper. We're gonna make a hinge. Oh, ½ inch is enough. Fold this, and then we can see what size. I don't want to make it larger than our little pocket right here. So I'm just going to measure from the top till 1 millimeter less. And that's our lid, top, flap, whatever you're going to call it. I cut this down. Don't throw this away. Maybe you can use it for that other page. And this is for that other page. I am going to cut the corner. And then this is going to attach on the other side. Here we go, place that down, and then we can see if this needs to trim down. a little bit. So I'm just gonna put this at the top, completely at the top. Oh, where is my... Okay, put that back. Here we go. Alright, so here we have our lid, and when this falls down, this goes to the front. Alright. Cool. Does it fit? If it's too narrow, just trim down just this a little bit. If you're not feeling comfortable with that, then just trim down a millimeter or so, and then you are perfect to go. I am gonna do that. Mine was just a little too tight. Now I have all the space that I need. Okay, cool. So flip up, flip down. That's what I want. And of course then this also flips up. Okay, cool. Alright, so what we're gonna put inside here is going to be a nice tag or so. Let's see if I have some leftover pieces. No, it's a little... Let's just grab a new one. So we're gonna place there a nice tag or so, what fits inside. Well, this is, can I just place half of this? I think we can. Okay, a nice carved on the inside. Then we flip this back, and then for here we are going to, you can put this also with the other one because we are going to make another one. And then for here, ooh, maybe we have a little piece. Well, this is too, well, you can make this one. Fits nice. Alright. So this is going to be the closure for everything. So we have a closure and then a tag in here. This flips down, photo frames. That is the idea. Alright, cool. We're going to make that other one exactly the same. So we have the pocket. And there was just one thing that I was wondering. Okay, so this is going to be at the top. What if I want to make a 2-page? So I have another tunnel. Do I want the same, or do I want one going down? That is also nice, I guess. But then still the flip on this side, of course. Flip on here. Well, that's this one. This is going to be the flip here, and but then the same thing. That an idea? I think I like that. Instead of two the same ones. Alright, so let's make this the bottom. So then we need, this is the tag, tunnel. This is going to be the flip. So we definitely need the bottom page. We don't have another one. So I just need to make another one. So let's cut this the same size as we did earlier. Score 1/2 inch. And then we're gonna make sure that this is at least 1 millimeter smaller. I'm just gonna cut this one now right away 2 millimeters smaller. Then I don't have to cut that little page after. Alright, let's put some tape on. Here we go. I really need to take a zip right here. I don't know if you have that same thing, but with dentures, oh my gosh, it's so dry mouth. It's terrible. Alright, let's put this at the bottom. I also have quite a lot, how you call that, candy to suck on. Oh, is that the correct word? I don't know. But I don't want to have too much candy with sweet, so I was looking for some candy that I can take during the day. Guys, I really need something in my mouth, otherwise it's so dry. I hope that will go away in the time being, but for now, oh my gosh, I just hate it. But I have found it to have a sweet in my mouth in Ricola, and it's a German or an Austria or a Swiss sweet, I don't know, but it's sugar-free and it's small. It comes in a very nice package that I can take with me in my handbag, and I really like it. And it's not that quickly gone, so yeah, I really like that. And of course I can't take that while I'm filming, because otherwise you will think, oh my gosh, that girl is chewing a lot. But if I could, I would. I did. I absolutely did, because the dryness in my mouth is just ridiculous. Alright, I'm gonna make that lid right here. Same thing. Scoring. Place down some tape. But if you have tips to reduce that dryness in your mouth while having dentures, then I hope you can give me some tips. Or will it pass? I don't know. I hope so. I definitely hope that it passes. Fingers crossed for that. Okay, cut this down. Where is my, oh, here it is. Let me check. This one is not completely straight. What is straight? I think the bottom is, well, it's minimal. Let me check. Yeah, this one is shorter than this side. So this side I need to trim down a little bit, tiny little bit. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna place this down at the bottom, of course. Nicely on the edge. Here we go. Yes, cool. See, I do see that this one is off right now. Do you see that? It is off. This definitely needs a trim down. See, mine is also not always perfect. Somewhere I think the cutting of that frame page is not correct. Somewhere I did something wrong, but now you don't see it, so that's okay. Alright, so cool. So did we had, yep, this is our tag for the back, and I think I got the same one for this one. Yep, cool. So now we have a bottom piece and a top piece, okay? And I still don't know what I like on the other side, but I definitely there is going to be something. So we are going to make a is 1/8 enough, or just a small 1/8? I think that's the small 1/8. It's just a tiny little larger than a 1/8. That is what I'm gonna do. We're just gonna move this a little bit to the side, and then we're gonna score. So it's gonna be a tiny little bit larger than a 1/8. So we have still some space under this all. Yes. If you hear something on the back, it's my washing machine, and I still have my door open because the dogs, I just want them to have the freedom to decide if they want to stay with me here or stay in the living room. At this point there is no dog right here, so they are abandoning me. But I do have my washing machine on. So if you hear something on the back, but I think it's almost finished. I think. So I'm gonna put one side on the left top. Here we go. Oh, that's a nice for the top. And then one piece on that other tunnel. I'm gonna place that at the bottom. All right. Cool. All right, so we have one going down, one going up, but it looks the same if you have one on your left and one at your right. So that is the idea. Okay, cool. I'm gonna wait for the decorations. I think I first think what I want to go on have on the inside. All right, I'll be back. Okay guys, so what I like is to do something with this. So I think a pocket where this ends. So I'm just gonna need to measure or make a mark where this ends. So I'm gonna make a pocket out of this. So let's grab a page. We can use, yes, we can use this one completely. So the rest we can use for that other page. One for the bottom. Alright, let's fold this down and make a mark. There we go. floor. Fold the bottom. And then I am gonna cut this down on the side, on the place where I just made a mark. Okay, that is my left pocket. Let's place some tape on. Here we go, fold this down. Okay, this is coming here. Nice, simple, big pocket. And then this still flips to the place. Close, so that is perfect. Alright, now before I'm gonna glue this down, I am gonna work for this, for using a nice edge on here. Yep, and then we go to this side. Let's make a mark, not a mark, a hinge for the bottom, because this is the same size, of course. Here we go. And this goes here. And then I want to use this as well. But then the upper. So my pocket needs to go here. That makes sense. Does it make sense? At the bottom. Just gonna place this down 2 millimeters away from this fold line. Away from the fold line, and then the end of this one. Okay, so those are the measurements. Okay, let's work on these pockets. Add some tape all the way around. Here we go. Here we go. 2 big pockets where we can add loads of photos, letters, whatever you want to store in those pockets. Okay. We're going to use this one for here and the other way around. Okay, so I'm just going to start first with the large one. So the first thing what you definitely need is then, because I measured the size of this one, and this one is a 1/3. So I'm going to cut my strip 1/3 as well. Same as I am going to do with the other side. 1/3. So then I have my piece. That I can cut it right away at the same time. Alright, so I'm gonna draw this, and I might gonna use the back as well at the top. I don't know exactly, but let me first. I said that I would make this sharper. Alright, let's see if this works better. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna place this in the middle. I am gonna redraw this. And of course, if you have maybe you have beautiful dies in your stash, then of course you can use your dies if you want. But I normally do this for those who do not have dies or whatsoever. No, I think this is too short. No, I'm just going to keep this straight. I think it's better for the pocket as well. Otherwise I have here the curve and then here I go, well, or I need to go a little lower. Well, no, I keep this straight. Okay, this we can cut this out. I'm gonna do exactly the same with this one, but this I like to flip over. So with this one I am, well, I think for this one I'm only gonna cut this one out and glue this on here. That is the thing that I like to do for this one. Okay. Oh, I hope it all makes sense, guys. Sometimes I have it all in my head, but the working out is sometimes a little chaotic. So this, I like to have this on here. So I am gonna turn this because I want to have this also cut out in the middle. Okay. But I still like a white edge. And I don't get it if I cut this out and glue this down, if I still want to have, for example, another piece on the bottom. So then it would be a good idea. I am gonna cut this as well in white. Okay, I am gonna cut this out and I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, let's let's start with the bottom. And then, see, otherwise I don't have a white edge, and I just love to have a white edge. So first I am gonna glue this one on the white. Go. Now I do have a white edge, and now I can glue this one down. Still have a white edge everywhere. Yes, cool. See, this really pops up really better with the white edge underneath. Yes, it almost looks like a little envelope, but it's not. It's just a pocket. Here we go. And there you go. Nice big pocket, and this closes down just in front. You can as well make this closed with a large tag and then still have this all. It is possible. It is possible with this page at least. If you want, let's create what if you want to make a large tag. Then it looks something like this, and then we're just gonna place this higher, of course, just for an example. If you want, so big pockets and maybe even a closure, but that totally depends on how thick this will get. But it's an option. It is completely an option if you want. All right, let's go to this one. So this one, I'm just gonna place this at the back. I'm gonna cut that out. I'm gonna stay nicely in the middle with my white edges. Put a clamp on. And cut it out. I'll be back. Okay, and from here on, in my big pocket right here, from here on I continuing with decorating. I'm gonna start with the lid, with what I want. Well, with what I want, it's just with what I have left, and so on. I like to continuing with what I like to see. I think I will like this flower. Oh, this green one also looks nice, but I really like it to pop up a little. Oh, yep, this also does it. Or a nice darker green, that's this one. Now I go with my first decision. I will go with that. Alright, so I still am on my second set of papers. Still gonna use whatever I have. I'm gonna use this for the lid. Maybe I can use top and bottom for the lid. I don't know, maybe. Let's try it out. Do we want some shine with this? Do we? I definitely want or the brown or the glitter coming back in the lids. Okay, maybe the brown. Then I need to put the brown first on definitely like to have to bring that back, because with the other pages I did that as well. So I need to continuing that. So gonna do that. Gonna use my brown and then the flower. You really know that I love to use leftover pieces. So also with this back, the back of this pocket. How do I did that? Well, use your leftover pieces, and I always like to use my leftover pages using with an 80 gram, so the lightest paper that I can find, just simple cheap print paper that I like to use, and put that on, and then just cut this in the shape, in the exact size that you want. So I always am using light paper, and then I am gonna cut this in the size that I want. So I always am using already quite the size that I want to use, but always 1 millimeter larger, so I can cut the edges off. Like this one is not completely straight, so I am gonna cut that off. And then I'm just gonna smooch the edges, same as I would normally do. And put that in the pocket. I always like to do that. Looks cool. Saves you so much paper to use. Go inside. Place that on its place. Burnish it down, and there you have it. A nice leftover background. Yeah, you can love it or you can hate it. I always love it. Love to do it, and I love how it looks. Alright, so we still need to do a lot, but this is so far how it looks. And I think now is time to choose a nice background for this large pocket right here. Now I know that this is the alright, which one? This is too busy. This would fit, but pink by pink I don't like. I think this fits very well. I also can use this, but we use that here and as well here. That's a little bit double. So I think I will go with this one. Okay, let's go for this for the background, and then you can decide if you already want to decorate this. I am, because like I told you, I don't like to show you empty spots, but if you have pictures, then already use them right now, and otherwise keep it plain. And the back, yep, and still the background of this big pocket. Oh, plenty to do, guys, plenty. Okay, so far I am with, still need to do the tags of course, but this is how it looks like without making the tags. And I could not resist this leftover piece to make a nice little pocket with. Could not resist. And same thing with this one. Still the need to do the tags of course. But this is so far how it looks like. Okay, and then in here I also made a large big booklet. So that is still what I need to do, all the tags. That is the finishing touch, I know. But for now I really like this opening left and right the same page. I hope you like it too. And so the next step is to do this side. Alright. Yeah, it's a little awkward, but okay, we can do this. Let's go to the left side of this one, and then after that the left side of the other one. So these two opens to the same space, same thing. Alright, let's go to this side. Stay tuned. There was always time to take a pause and hug my little baby. Mm-hmm. 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 Eens knuffelen, hè? Ja, doe ik eventjes aandacht, hè? Mm-hmm. Ben je klaar met knuffelen? Ja? Oké. Gaan we weer verder. Goed? Is dat goed? Kijk een pootje. Oh. Oh. Ja, hè? Gaan we weer verder, hè, schatje? Ja.